Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodesh, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is about the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Alright, so today I was watching a Twitch streamer, and I noticed something very interesting that caught my attention. He is playing a Western game that has been modified for China, and as such he has drawn in what it looks like to be a Chinese audience. While, he was playing the game, how they interact, you have the streamer and then you have the chat. And I didn't hear what the streamer said, but I read in the chat and somebody, they mentioned Alipay, right? So Alipay, he said, and he has a Chinese name, but he typed it in English. He said, Alipay, pay everything. You can only pay by your own hand without Alipay. Link your palm to Alipay and pay everything by hand. Yep, 5 means you can link your palm print to Alipay. It's easy way to pay without your phone, convenient. So reading that, regardless of whatever else is going on, I automatically thought about the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, right? Because this is, the stepping stones that the wicked elite of Esau, Edom are taking, right? This is the mark of the beast system coming in, okay? And the wicked elite of Esau, Edom are the elite bankers, and the Edomites are the so-called white people, and this is their kingdom today. All right, so this Alipay, I went to, I've heard about it before, but truthfully, I never really did any research on it. And so it prompted me to do research on it, because he's talking about that the Alipay, you can connect the Alipay to your palm, right? And it's quick and easy, 5 minutes. And apparently what I'm getting is like, the way he's talking about it so casually, it's like a normal occurrence in China. All right, so this is the system coming in, man. And over there in the East, it's very developed. After that, I looked at like the status of the digital yuan, the status of the smart cities in China, and all of these kinds of things. Now, how is this relevant to the mark of the beast prophecy, right? Because I'm talking about, the palm to the Alipay and all these kinds of things. So firstly, we have to know what the mark of the beast is, which is a microchip, and how that microchip works and how it functions, okay? The microchip itself is a digital device which stores your personal information, medical information, financial information, any kind of information that you want to store on it. It is stored on it by way of, there's an external database that you connect to, and then that external database is able to transfer that data onto the microchip, and then the microchip is an all-for-one purpose device. All right, and it is the mark of the beast. In Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So unless you have the mark of the beast, you won't be able to buy or sell. All right, we all know how the microchip operates, and it has been identified through the spirit of Yahweh Shemishai that the mark of the beast is a microchip. All right, so now understanding what the microchip is and how it functions, we also know that the microchip is out there, the technology is out there, both the hand technology and the forehead technology, which is the brain microchip. They're both out there successfully implanted into people. So now, regarding the prophecy, because the prophecy says he calls it all, so it's going to become a worldwide event, right? The microchip is going to become mandatory worldwide in order to, as it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So, unless you have the microchip, you won't be able to buy or sell. And as such, the systems are being brought in to facilitate the microchip on this global mandatory scale. all right, because the technology is already out there and successfully implanted in people. But the prophecy has not been fulfilled as yet, all right? And even though the technology is out there, the prophecy hasn't been fulfilled because it's a very large undertaking, right? They're going to be making it mandatory worldwide. So they have to change the global systems around the world. And as such, they call it the fourth industrial revolution, or the intelligence age, or the digital revolution, or the digital age, which it is all about a society that is driven by technology and artificial intelligence. All right, the Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies, RFID technology, NFC technology, all of these things are a part of it, right? The smart cities that they're implementing, the central bank digital currencies, which is the transformation of the current payment system with the paper cash towards a digital payment system. Why? Because the microchip is a digital device that will be used to make those digital payments. So they have no use for cash. Everything is all going digital. All right. So the system is coming in. The microchip technology is out there, but the system is coming in. Okay. And then they have the digital identification system as well, which shows us that it's a stepping stone heading towards a microchip. The digital ID system is all about consolidating all of your information into one place, your biometrics, your financial, medical, everything, right? And then it's a stepping stone where they will eventually just transfer it onto the microchip. All right. So with that being said, going back to the situation in China, right? It came to my attention. He's talking about Alipay, pay with your palm. Okay. Knowing about the prophecy, knowing how the microchip works, that's how people pay. The microchip is implanted in the hand and they swipe their hand. All right. And so then Alipay, how does this come into it? Well, let's just read it. Alipay is a widely used digital payment platform primarily for China that offers a mobile app with a digital wallet. So it's a digital wallet on your phone. All right. Now, China and the East is very, very well advanced regarding the mark of the beast system. All right. From China to South Korea to Singapore to Japan, these places are very well developed for the system. All right. And China has from the development of the smart cities to the the I think it's like almost a mandatory use at this point in time of presenting your ID to access certain things. But China's very well developed. All right, they have like kiosks in their parks. Some parks where they have drones that when you order at the kiosk, a drone drops off your food. Which, in order to access that kiosk, you have to have an app with your Chinese ID attached to it. All right, but what all of this is showing is the system coming in and the consolidation of what it will eventually be with the microchip and how it is used. Because what they're doing is that they're merging things together, right? So the phone is a digital device, then they create a digital wallet, so you have the digital wallet on it. All right, it is a stepping stone of sorts of getting people used to having their information consolidated onto one place and then using that digital device to make the payments. People have mobile pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, and whatever else. So for some people, this is a very common just lifestyle for them, but for many people, it's not. All right, like over here in the West, out here in Jamaica, people, it's not very well developed, and of course that is why Jamaica joined the 50 in 5 campaign this year, which is all about developing the digital public infrastructure. But China's digital public infrastructure and over there in the East with those Eastern Asian countries is very well developed. So I did some research on Alipay. It says it allows users to pay in-store with QR codes, shop online, manage bank accounts, pay bills, and book transportation. All right. So remember, there has been, they came to my attention because a person said that this Alipay, which is a digital payment platform with the digital wallet that's on a mobile app, that you can link your Alipay to your palm and use your palm to make payments instead of your phone. You see? So that system over there has actually accelerated quite rapidly from, storing a digital wallet on the phone and using the phone to make those payments, to now being able to connect that to the palm. And how are they going to do that? Simple. They attach it to your biometrics, your fingerprint, right? And then your fingerprint, which is going to be your unique biometric ID, is attached to whatever external database that will automatically just communicate with one another when it is that you use your palm, right? And so also in America, I think it's at Whole Foods. When I was in America, I seen at Whole Foods that they had like a palm scan, but I don't think it's as far developed as this. Okay, so with that, I'm going to go to Alipay palm payment. Okay, because people say things and you do your research. You have to look and see what's going on. So it says Alipay palm payment is a biometric payment system in China that allows users to pay by scanning the unique vein patterns in their palms, eliminating the need for physical cash, cards, or smartphones. You see? So this is another stepping stone. They're eliminating cash, cards, and and it's saying or smartphones. You see? So even the phone, they're moving away from, because it's all going to be about that microchip. All right, the technology is integrated into payment terminals such as the Alipay PL1 device and is being widely adopted in locations like supermarkets, convenience stores, and public transportation. To use it, a user first registers their palm print through an app like Alipay, linking it to their digital wallet. So you see how they're merging everything together, right? They're merging your biometrics with your digital wallet to make payments. These are the stepping stones heading towards the mark of the beast prophecy, where the microchip is going to be that main mode of payment and other uses. To use it, a user first registers their palm print through an app like Alipay, linking it to their digital wallet. At checkout, they simply hold their palm over a scanner to authenticate and complete the transaction. So it's a seamless process right now in China. They are able to attach their biometrics, their palm scan, to their digital wallet that's on their digital device, which is a smartphone, and they can just use their palm to make payments in China. This is to me, this is as close as it gets. They're very close. They say that statistics and percentages are made up, and yeah, I'm about to make up a percentage, but to me it looks like they're over 90% ready for mandatory microchipping. Okay, now I did some more research regarding Alipay because I wanted to see how important it is in China. So I typed in the biggest payment platform in China, and it says that China's most popular digital payment options is Alipay. Alipay is number one. It says at 92%. 92%. Yeah, in the past 12 months. And then behind it is WeChat Pay. All right, but Alipay is the biggest one. And Alipay is the biggest one and is already connecting your biometric to palm print payments, right? A stepping stone towards that microchip, man, because that is how microchip payments are made. They swipe the hand. So this is getting people used to this way of living. It's the gradualism of it all. All right. So let's see what else I have up here. I did some, I looked at the digital yuan for an update of it, and then the digital yuan, because, I decided to look at the various different systems in China to see where they're at. And so the digital yuan has been in development for several years. I know that. But where it's at, 5 hours ago, it says Chinese state-owned bank issues 600 million on-chain digital yuan bonds. So they are offering bonds in digital yuan. And this isn't new like that, because I do remember that they did something with the digital yuan with some so-called Middle Eastern countries regarding some kind of trade several months ago. It could have been maybe even last year. Okay, but they're up and running. 1 month ago, from Ledger Insights, China's digital yuan central bank digital currency processes 2 trillion Enbridge scale revealed. So people are using it. They're using the digital yuan, the digital money, You see, so China is very well advanced, and then when you go onto the YouTube or whatever, you can see that they are very ahead. All right, it is the West over here that is lagging behind China, Singapore, Japan, all of these places, man, regarding digital public infrastructure. And that's where it's at right now. Because as I said before, the microchip is out there, the technology is successful. Okay, and also the microchip itself in the West is also accepted at point of sales machines, which then to me, that's accepted worldwide, you know. But they're very ahead. So I looked at the smart city in China. So it says China's smart cities are urban areas that use advanced technology like AI, 5G, and Internet of Things to manage and optimize city services, aiming to improve efficiency, sustainability, and quality of life. All right, and then it mentions the different cities that are smart cities in China. Zhong. Actually, you know what? Let me just type it in. Smart city China. All right, from the AI overview. Okay, cool. So it says, so it shows you everything here, right? But then it shows you, or it tells us the cities, the smart cities in China. Zhong'an, as a planned smart city that aims to be a model for future urban development, integrating high-speed internet, artificial intelligence, and a central urban computing center. Hangzhou, known for its city brain system, which has significantly improved traffic flow and reduced congestion by analyzing real-time data from over 1 million cameras and sensors. And then that makes me think about the social credit system that's over there in China, where, I mean, it's very critical over there, man. There are people that are now out in the streets due to the social credit system, and it's very tyrannical over there. Very much so. Very draconian, rather. But take note that the way you see the systems developing and integrated and implemented in China is the same way how it's going to come over here in the West. All right. The overall goal is for this microchip to become mandatory. So the wicked elite of Esau Edom, they're building up the cities around the world to be able to facilitate the microchip at that scale. All right, it's a very big undertaking. This is interesting because on my laptop they're showing me some different cities than what is on the phone. But so I'll read it. So Suzhou, a model city where AI controls traffic, public transport, and waste management to create a highly efficient and interconnected metropolis. Then Shenzhen, that is here as well, often called China's Silicon Valley. It has a comprehensive smart transportation system and is a hub for smart city innovation. Nanjing has implemented a smart traffic system using sensors and RFID chips to collect data on travel patterns and improve traffic management for its large population. What is another name for the microchip? RFID microchip. That is the first name that I learned for it. RFID microchip, that is it. That is the microchip, that is the mark of the beast. But you also, which deals with RFID technology, right? Then you have biometric microchip, which is the same thing. It's all the same thing. And then what I learned recently is the transdermal microchip, which is all the same thing. It's that same microchip. Now, this is interesting because the image here is different than the image that I saw the other day. But the image that it brought up the other day for transdermal microchip, and it is in my video, I'm pretty sure it shows you that it is the microchip itself, the literal microchip. All right, and so the transdermal microchip came up because they were talking about how they want to start implanting the prisoners in jail with these transdermal microchips. All right. All right, so I pulled it from my own video, and as you can see, when I pulled up transdermal microchip at that time, it literally showed us the microchip itself, right? That same microchip, that is the RFID microchip, the biometric microchip, it's all the same, okay? So it has different names, and as you can see, the proof, right? Anyway, this thing is very close. All right. This situation in China shows us how close we are. All right, because if those systems are up and running in one place, they can easily be implemented and up and running in another place. All right, once they get certain digital public infrastructure sorted out, and then some bonus content, because I was doing the research on the Alipay. So on their LinkedIn, I would go to the page, but I don't know if they're gonna be funny with LinkedIn, sharing LinkedIn. But on linkedin.com/company/Alipay, it will show you, all right, what Alipay is all about. And it says specialties, online payments, e-commerce, mobile payments, cross-border, online payment solutions, digital wallet, digital life, smart living, e-wallet, technology, and fintech. All right, and considering that it is about all of these things, okay, and then it is the most popular payment app in China, we know what it is. All right, we know what it's all about. It's all about heading towards the market chip, which is the mark of the beast. And then I saw some very interesting things from Alipay, man, to show you how advanced China is. So get this, and you can check it out on their LinkedIn too. As I said, linkedin.com/company/Alipay. It says updates from 2 weeks ago from the Rokid Corporation Limited, a pioneer in AR technology, has partnered with Alipay and Luckin Coffee to let users order coffee and complete payments entirely through artificial intelligence voice commands on Rokid AR glasses. A user can simply say, "Rokid, get me an Americano," and deliver it to building A, and then confirm payment. That is all it takes. No apps to open and no screens to navigate. This is the first time AR glasses can place orders and process transactions for users with their consent. So I'm wondering how it processes the transaction for the user. Okay, my guess with it is that some way with the technology, the biometrics is attached to it, and perhaps because it's glasses, that perhaps it scans the eye, the eye scan, which is a part of biometrics. I have to do more research on that, but that's my best guess, because it's saying no apps to open and no screens to navigate and all these things. So how does it confirm the person that is to make the payment? It has to be checking for some kind of biometrics. I vote, is voice considered biometrics or whatever? Okay. So that was really interesting when I saw it on their website, or rather on their LinkedIn, and that was 2 weeks ago. And so they also promote Alipay 1 month ago. They're saying that the CIIE mini program is now available on EasyGo, Shanghai's all-in-one digital platform for international visitors on Alipay. So if you're traveling to China, Alipay is available to you. Okay. And I do remember several months ago, a lady in China that was traveling to visit family, I think, or something. She had that look. But she sounded American. She said that she can't buy any groceries at the grocery store because she doesn't have a Chinese ID, and it is required to have a Chinese ID to do that. So I'm speculating that perhaps it's if you're a foreigner, that you'd have to use the app Alipay or similar to it to be able to make payments. All right, EasyGo is an all-in-one digital hub for international visitors, available in English. It offers food delivery, public transportation, attraction information, ticket booking, shopping, and instant tax refunds, which that is also showing that any international visitors, they have to become a part of a digital payment platform system in order to function in China. Right? It's very interesting. Here it is 1 month ago. Thrilled to share that Alipay Tap has been recognized as Payment Innovation of the Year. Okay. Very interesting stuff. And then there's more information on it that they talk about it, but for me, I'm just thinking about the prophecy. All right, and that these things that are happening are the necessary stepping stones in order for it to become mandatory worldwide. All right, Alipay enables users to complete a payment or access a service by simply tapping their unlocked phone or merchant's terminal, and now they are able to do it by way of palm payment. Okay, so yeah, this video was, a very heavy informational video regarding, the Mark of the Beast system, taking a look at what's happening over there in China, which that model is what will be coming over here in the West, and to show how far advanced and developed they are regarding the system. They have their smart cities, they have their digital currency, they have their China, let me check it, China digital ID, right? They have the China digital ID. Okay, they have all of the systems in place, and then they're connecting their biggest digital payment platform to palm payments, and we know how the microchip works and how people will be making payments using the microchip. So it is all very clear what is at hand. All right, so I'm just going to end it with this precept right here in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, and it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So the vision are these prophecies, and they're set for an appointed time by way of the Lord, and it says, "But at the end it shall speak." So we're at the end of what? The rulership of the Edomites, or these so-called white people. We're at the end of their kingdom, so the prophecy is speaking, man, and it's speaking very loudly. So 2026 might be, the time for the West to advance as quickly as the East towards the digital public infrastructure and straight into the fourth industrial revolution, which is all about a society driven by artificial intelligence and technology, with the microchip at the forefront of it. All right, so with that, and this is a warning unto the children of Israel. All right, do not take the microchip, because it is a mark of the beast, and there's a judgment for taking it. All right, so with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai by Shemaka Kodesh. Shalom.